All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, October 23rd. We got two MLB playoff games to jump into in today's video. We're looking at game number, game number 6 of the NLCS here. And we got game number 7 of the ALCS to jump into in today's video. We're going to start it off with the NLCS game, that is Philadelphia taking on Arizona. First, last night we go 2-2. We were dead wrong about the game, Texas versus Houston. Player props ended up okay. We had the over for both pitching player props, Framber Valdez and Nathan Eovaldi. Nathan Eovaldi was one strikeout short. Framber Valdez hits, and then Jordan Alvarez over hits, runs, and RBIs. He absolutely smokes. So we go 2-2. Not going to kill us. Nothing to write home about either, as we do lose a little bit of juice there. But nonetheless, guys, new games today. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. This is the last video that you'll see in vacation style, as at the time of you guys watching this, I'm probably up in the air flying home. But let's go ahead and jump into this first game here. We got Philadelphia here as big favorites, minus 180 at home here, taking on the Diamondbacks, who are plus 160 on the money line. Total sitting at 8 runs as of right now. On the mound for Philadelphia is going to be Aaron Nola, who has been pretty good in the playoffs, been pretty good as of late. On the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks here is going to be Merrill Kelly, who I can't necessarily say the same about. Now, he looked okay in the playoffs. He had that good start against the Dodgers, but he's been a little inconsistent, or I guess I could say consistently bad, against Philadelphia this season, even in just his last 3 starts, including that start in which the Phillies won 10-0, in a game in which, he went into like the 5th inning, only allowing a couple runs, and then they kind of toppled it on. He pitched 5 2/3, 4 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 15 pitches per inning, allowing 3 home runs. It just at some point, boiled over, and he could not hang in the game anymore. But in his last 3, he's got a 3.3 ERA against the Phillies here, averaging over a home run per start, averaging over 5 hits per start. Just not necessarily what you want to see, whereas Aaron Nola has had some success here. Again, that start he pitched in the start that Merrill Kelly let up a bunch of runs to the Phillies here. He went 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, no home runs, no walks, 13 pitches per inning, and only 3 hits allowed. So Nola has been pitching better than Kelly, to say the least, and I'm trusting that today. I like the Phillies here on the money line. Phillies are the better team. The Diamondbacks, could be packing their bags already if it wasn't for Craig Kimbrell, a couple nights back, right? So interesting to see that. We're looking at a team in which I just think they're outmatched. This Phillies offense is way better. This Phillies defense and pitching staff is way better. When it comes to the bullpen, I don't want to say Phillies have a miles better bullpen, but more of a trustworthy bullpen. Their whip is about 50 points lower than the Arizona bullpen whip in the last 3 here. So give me the Phillies on the money line. I trust their offense. I like their bullpen better. And more importantly, I think they have the far better pitcher pitching today. And we've already seen this matchup in the playoffs, and it did not end so well for Arizona. So Phillies are heavily favored, minus 180. Damn, that's a lot of juice to be paying, but it has a chance to be a final play. I don't love the run line in this one. That being said, I will note all the games that the Phillies have won in this series, they have covered the run line. So if you want to get a little bit more risky, go for it. Phillies minus 1.5, plus 112. If this was plus 120 and beyond, I think that I'd be pulling the trigger on the run line. I just shaking in my boots a little bit by that plus 112. Too close to even odds there. I'd like a little bit more, bang for my buck. In terms of the total, like I said, we're looking at a total of 8 runs here. This has been a weird number throughout the series. We've seen so far a 5-3 game, a 10-0 game, a 2-1 game, 6-5 game, 6-1 game here. So in terms of the lines to this line, we've pushed, we've gone over, we've gone under, we've gone over, and then we've gone under. So it's a very, I guess you could say, close sort of breakdown in terms of overs, unders in this one. I think I like the over. I have a feeling, Phillies could get some late runs here too, especially if they're leading like 4-2 in the game or something like that. Arizona's morale may be a little low, and that intensity may be lost. I don't know if we pull the trigger on the over 8, because like I said, we've seen such a varying amount of runs scored in this series. And last time this Diamondbacks team went up against Aaron Nola, They scored 0 runs in the entire game. They scored 0 runs against him. Only hit him 3 times. So I don't love the idea of taking on the over in that respect. But I still think that this is a spot in which we could get some junk runs at the end of the game. So I'll lean towards that. More likely, final play is going to be paying that juice for the Phillies on the money line. All right, moving on to the ALCS here, game number 7. This is going to be very, very interesting. So far, the series has been kind of a roller coaster. Texas wins 2. Houston rattles off 3. And Texas wins the game number 6 last night. What's also very interesting, every away team has won so far in this series. I'm going Houston tonight, though. And I've admitted, you guys either love that I'm transparent or hate that I'm admitting when I'm wrong, because it makes it sound like, oh, you do not believe in your picks, you're not confident. We haven't had a good track record within this series to date. Literally at all, right? I think we've won 1, maybe 2 plays in this entire series. Yesterday we liked Houston on the money line. They lose 9-2. But today, the thing that I'm looking at is going to be the Christian Javier versus Max Scherzer showdown here. Max Scherzer, in his first start in a long time, only pitched 4 innings, had 5 earned runs, 5 hits, let up a home run, only 4 strikeouts, let up a walk. He didn't look all that great, and he hasn't looked all that great against Houston since being a Texas Ranger here. His only start in the season, I talked about when he started, 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 7 earned runs, only 4 strikeouts, 3 home runs, 2 walks, 20 pitches per inning. The guy did not look good and hasn't looked good against Houston. He's an amazing pitcher. Could he go out there and shove? Yes. If you're on Texas, it's game 7 for a reason. These two teams are at each other's necks. There's no true, oh, that's a dumb bet type of spot. No. It's a matter of where you see the value. And I see the value in this Houston team and in Christian Javier, which is kind of, I guess, crazy for me to say. He had a good start against Texas, earlier on in the series. Decent enough to win the game. Houston ends up winning 8-5 in that one. He's got a 1.2 ERA over his last 3 starts here, over his last 5 starts. In his last 3 starts, compared to that 1.22 ERA, he's got a 1.08 ERA with a .9 WHIP. So he's not necessarily a guy that I love backing and never did like backing all that much during the season, but he is the guy that I'm backing today. And in terms of the offensive breakdown here, you have both pitchers being righties in this one. In their last 5, Texas has actually started to cool down, but I always tell you guys, Texas is not that 4 average team. They're kind of an anomaly, in my opinion. You look at their average against righties, it's 204, but they're still averaging 4.3 runs per 9, which ain't all that bad. It doesn't compete with Houston's 5.8 runs per 9 and their 333 on base percentage. I like the sign of that, but don't get fooled by the average. If you're listening to this and you were on the Texas side of things, and then you hear me say, whoa, well, they're not batting for good average in the last 5 against righties, don't put too much weight into it, because this isn't a team that's batted for average to score runs for a long time. They've made tons of plays and tons of offensive plays with 1 swings of the bat. You know what I mean? They can bat 100 and then all of a sudden hit 1 home run and poof, there you go. But nonetheless, guys, give me Houston here on the money line. I also like the over just for the plus money here we have today. So do I think that the over is probably the final play coming in? Not necessarily, but you get plus 102 on DraftKings for over 9.5. We've seen at least, for the most part, I guess I could say, at least one team in each game sort of go off here. With the exclusion of, I guess, game number 1. But game number 2, Houston, Houston and Texas, they combined for 9 runs. And then all of a sudden the offense starts to build here. Houston scores 8 runs in game number 3, 10 runs in game number 5, and then all of a sudden in game number 4, and then all of a sudden game number 6, last night we see Texas come out the gates and score 9 runs. So I think there's a fair chance that one of these teams puts up more than half of this total, gets to 6 runs, which should make it fairly easy for this total to come through. I've been telling you guys all along I don't love high totals in the playoffs, but that's where this game is coming down to in my opinion here. But yeah, guys, keep an eye on the pin comment for the final plays. Most likely going to be these 2 teams on the money line. Try and get it uploaded before I'm up there in the plane to get these out to you guys. But if I don't get the pinned comment out and you're still watching here, again, most likely what will count towards the record are my 99% plays right now. Phillies money line, Astros money line. Keep an eye on the pinned comment though for any changes and any total plays there as well. But that's all I got for you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.